When reports first started to surface in 2014 that Robin Williams took his own life, the narrative quickly became that of the sad clown, a brilliant comedian tortured to a tragic end by his own demons. But that never sat well with the people who knew Williams best. After his death, doctors discovered the real issue: diffuse Lewy body dementia, a spectrum of disorders that impair cognition, sleep, behavior, and movement. In fact, one doctor claimed Williams's case was one of the worst he'd seen. The news galvanized Williams's widow Susan Schneider Williams into spreading awareness of LBD, hopefully to spare others of inaccurate diagnoses. Susan reached out to documentary filmmaker Tylor Norwood through a mutual friend with the idea of making a doc about LBD. She doesn't tell me anything about Robin. She just goes, "Hey, I want to make this film about Lewy body dementia. Are you interested?" And I was like, no, not at all. I had no interest in making a hardcore science doc, Norwood says. But I've got Robin Williams's widow on the phone. Let's try and dig a little deeper here. After Susan shared her personal account of how the disease slowly devastated Williams in his personal and professional lives, Norwood knew that was the story in which he could house educating people on LBD. Robin Williams, left, and Susan Schneider Williams, right. Photo, courtesy of Vertical Entertainment. In the beginning, she was going to stand back. She'd never come forward with the very personal details about this, Norwood says. But I said, if you'll go there, if you'll step up and say these things, I'm in. Robin's wish is as much of a celebration of Williams's life and career as it is a course correction on his legacy. While Susan hit the interview circuit after Williams's post-mortem diagnosis explaining LBD, Robin's wish is a much deeper dive into a disease that is quite common but underdiagnosed. According to the National Institute on Aging, LBD affects more than 1 million people, but because the symptoms can resemble Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, it often flies under most doctors' radars. There are the Chris Farleys and the John Belushis of the world that are cautionary tales of we all wish they would have gotten help sooner. But with Robin, there was no way that was going to happen, Norwood says. A lot of the comedians I talked to, that was a huge thing for them. If we can take somebody out of that category of being the sad clown, if we can do that for one of the all-time greats, let's do it. In what's understandably the most emotional part of the doc, friends and family recount Williams's final hours, which to Norwood illuminates the kind of person Williams truly was. I became really interested in this idea of the moments in our life that are the hardest to define who we actually are,